This sounds crazy when you talk to football people, which you guys are not. But when you talk to people who
What?
played the game or like coached or, prior GMs, like they agree when I've talked about this. The Jets are doing the right thing because they're not messing this up. There are teams out there that would have messed this up. They would have brought Aaron in and said, we want, this is how we do it here. And then you're going to do that, right? At least the Jets are smart enough to say, this guy's won before, 4-time MVP. Here are the keys to the Jets organization. We're going to do what you need.
Right. Yeah, but he knows more about winning than they do. So the Jets have no leg to stand on,
That's my point. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
right.
they showed their cards by doing everything they possibly could to get the guy in the building. But at least now he's in the building and they're allowing him to run it as it should be.
Right. But Mikey, how do you feel about Zach Wilson? Because Sims is going to be right about that, by the way, too, Billy. Zach Wilson's going to turn out to be good. Mikey, you're so mad right now, aren't you?
I am so mad because you know what? It's gonna happen. He's gonna play one mop up game. He's gonna do well. We're gonna be like, oh, when Aaron leaves, here comes Zach Wilson again, and it's just gonna be the same old thing again. Dianna, maybe you're my black cloud.
Whoa.
Wow.
Unbelievable. It's funny. I had a lot of Jets fans the day I was at the OTA tweeting at me. And some were really nice asking questions, but my favorite ones were, get away from the Jets. Like just because like the first time I was like aggressively tweeting about it.
Sure. Yeah.
Gosh, I wish we got to see some of the offense, but everything I've been hearing, it's not that it's crisp yet. It can't be. They're all learning each other, right? I can't report anything of like, man, this one looks great. This one looks great. In fact, I heard the defense was lighting it up over the offense at this point right now. But in terms of like what Aaron's doing on the field, like he's stopping plays, calling guys out already, not in a dictatorship type of way or even in just like an overly aggressive way, but just in a coaching, hey, this is why we do this. This is how I like it. This is how I like this run. I want this route to be on this side. Like, he's very hands-on and specific about what he wants. And how do you not follow suit?
I saw you guys talking about this on Get Up. He just seems happier being there.
Like, he seems like
he seems like a totally different person than he has been the last like 2 years in Green Bay. Just because of that, like they've given him the keys and like, hey, you're the legend. Let's just follow what you want to do.
And he's finally seen the sun. Anyway.
Look, it's nice to be loved, right? I mean, he's been doing the same thing for 18 years in the same place in a place that I don't really think is on a top 5 list of places that you want to live. And now he gets to live in the best state in the country and play for, in front of fans that are starving, right? So look, I think he looks physically great. Like, he looked younger to me. He's enthusiastic. I think he seems like he wants this attention too. He's liking it. He had his first little New York moment, right? So he comes out onto the podium. And by the way, we didn't even have our full like media there. Like, usually you can't even fit in that room, and we all had seats. So unless the Jets added seats, I don't think so. Like, the normal Aaron Rodgers press conference is going to be probably double what it was on Tuesday when I was there. But either way, you're still talking 40 cameras still, and video. And the old school paper reporters still have those cameras that when they take a picture, it still has that like
right
sound, and they don't stop because the quarterback's talking. They just keep going, right? So especially if he's going to be have an emotional reaction or be animated to something, that the snaps go even higher. So he stopped in the middle of a sentence. He's like, gee, and he said Jesus, right? Because he's not used to that. In Green Bay, he stood at his locker with everyone around him. Now he's up at a podium with a bunch of reporters throwing questions at him, but also just that the sound of the cameras. I mean, it's a small, minor little detail, but that's New York.
When you said best state, you were talking New York, not New Jersey, right? Like,
no, I was talking New Jersey.
Yeah.
No, you weren't. You were not talking about northern New Jersey.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
That's where I'm from. It's where I'm from. It's where I live. It's beautiful. I offered to give Aaron a tour.
Right. How was that? Is it frosty? Like, how, when you first saw him, because he told you to lose his number. So how was it when you went out to Jets practice?
Well, he didn't tell me to lose his number. He acted like he didn't even know me. That's worse.
He told Schefter to lose his number. He pretended to not know who Dianna was, which is kind of rude. Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
I feel like I was back in high school. Like the guy, when like the guy denies he hooked up with you because he wants to be cool with his friends. He's like, who's that? Who's that girl? Who's the brunette that's really loud in class president?
Sees you in the hallway and acts like he doesn't know you.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to go to second base. I'm 15.
You've gone further than second base since I last spoke to you. I mean,
oh my God,
grand slams
twice.
How happy is your mom that you've accomplished all the dreams that she had for you?
She's ridiculous. She's an ass. She's on a whole nother thing. Right. How are you going to raise these kids now that you're working so much? The whole shit. So, there's here, Billy, this is the situation with her. There's always something, right?
Yeah, well, you're still not on Good Morning America, so.
Good Morning America recently asked me to do something, and I was so busy and slammed, and I had to say no. And I kept thinking, this could have been my chance to go on and just do a quick little thing on Tom Brady. And I called Jeff Darlington. I'm like, hey, can you do this for me? And he's like, are you sure? God. He's like, this is a big moment for you. This is like a family goal. I'm like, I know.
Wait, what was so important that you couldn't do it?
I actually had to do TV for ESPN. Like I had to actually do this. So
God, what? It's Good Morning America. It's ABC. It's the same company. They're all owned by Disney. What's the matter with you?
I know. Probably should have just done it. So that day that Aaron did that whole, I don't know who you are thing, I guess the radio, so my dad doesn't watch TV. He doesn't even, he could care less. I'm on ESPN. But if I'm on the Fan, if I'm on local sports talk radio New York, he'll text me they're talking about you on the Fan. It's like, yeah, I know. I'm actually doing the talking on ESPN. So he was listening, I guess, to some of the conversations they were having. And one of them was that Aaron Rodgers didn't know who I was. And so my dad texts me, you should reach out to him and introduce yourself. I said, Dad, he knows who I am. I've interviewed him many times. That's what makes it so mean I've played golf with him. I have gambled with him. This is not somebody.
Wow. Best friends.
We've been at events. Not I haven't actually played in his foursome. It's just we've been at the same events. We've had conversation.
Right.
So it's funny that he did that. But look, I think it was also it was funny that he picked the girl in it too. It's me and Adam, but he doesn't know. Whatever. It was funny in the moment, and you can't get. I spend my day talking about players. I can't all get sensitive when someone doesn't, speak highly of me in that moment. So, so now I got to see him all the time. So that's fun.